Hello, property nomads. Hope you're well. We've got a bit more green energy madness this time coming from Germany. So, Zero Hedge was reporting a little while ago. This was via a website called oilprice.com. I'll do a screen share in a minute. It says Germany to replace nuclear with natural gas plants for 16 billion. It doesn't actually say whether that's dollars, euros, or pounds, but let's read on and find out. So, why is this quite a big deal? Well, in April of last year, what Germany done was shut down its remaining nuclear power stations. And since then, I believe, although I'm not able to confirm it, is they've actually been mining out or importing a lot more coal to burn for electricity. And of course, as you probably know, and as we've discussed on the channel before, coal's not as good for the environment as, say, nuclear is. What the German Chancellor Olaf Scholz is saying, and I quote, "We will need more electric power in the future, that's a fact. And 6% can be a lot to miss when there is nothing new to replace it. We'd be losing 6% when we really will need more," end quote. So if we think we've got issues here in the UK, and definitely we do, but what I find funny and sad at the same time for citizens of Europe is that people really need to wake up to nuclear. End of story. No matter what country you're in, no matter what's going on, you need to wake up to it. The Koreans, South Koreans, I will add, have done a lot of fantastic work in modular SMRs, so small modular reactors. They've got factories where you literally just build them, then you can ship them across, construct them wherever you need to, because they don't need seawater, apparently. And voila, off you go. You've got an SMR, you're up and running, happy days. In times where we need to be energy resilient and to be energy independent, people need to understand nuclear is the answer to that. Now, there's been a lot of underinvestment in nuclear for a long time now, and of course that is not a good thing, but it's better to start at some point than never start at all. And what concerns me about Germany, and I'm sure if you listen to this from Germany, it probably concerns you being a German as well, is that you've had these nuclear power stations in place, and for some unknown reason, you've decided to shut them down. Now, that could have been for whatever reason that could be I don't know, a Russian retaliation. It could be nuclear's dirty, or whatever crazy environmental policy you've got going on there. But then to go in and say, well, actually, we're getting rid of nuclear and we're just going to replace it with natural gas plants, seems a bit not far-fetched, but it seems a bit two-faced. Because last time I checked in, although I'm far from an expert, nuclear is cleaner than natural gas. So why on earth Germany are taking this approach, I have absolutely no idea. Anyway, let's show this article anyway, see what other nuggets of information we can find out. So you can see we're on Zero Hedge. Let's have a look. Apparently, German politicians 2 years ago vehemently denounced the opposition's and the EU's attempt to label nuclear energy as sustainable. How's that going for you? And Berlin's unveiled plans to spend so it's 16 billion euros on 10 gigawatts of new gas-fired power plants in a major overhaul of the energy's grid. I mean, it's just fascinating that they're having to go down that route, and now the government are having to say that the fossil gas power plants are, as you can see here, modern, highly flexible and climate friendly, because they will subsequently be converted to run on hydrogen in the mid to late 2030s. Now, I'm not under the impression that being converted to run on hydrogen is going to be the answer there, although I'm not a scientist, I'm not involved in all those tests. Maybe that is a viable option, but it seems to me that they are trying to go down that route because they're hoping that hydrogen is going to be the answer, and that's still 10 to 15 years away. And as usual, the article goes through and saying that obviously people have come out swinging even Greenpeace has said something similar to what I've just said, denouncing the strategy as a perfect example, and I quote, a perfect example of how the hype around hydrogen is just a smokescreen for more fossil gas, end quote. So you can see it's a lot of interesting stuff going on in Germany, but what is fundamentally interesting is that nuclear should be the way forward. Germany had its plants, it's now got rid of them, and it's now sort of doing almost like a very strange U-turn where it's saying, don't worry about nuclear, we're going to have some gas. Oh, by the way, yeah, hopefully they'll run on hydrogen in 10 to 15 years' time. Hopefully that's okay with everyone. And again, where are you getting 16 billion euros from as well? So you're just adding, pardon the pun, everyone's just adding fuel to the fire at the moment. And there's not necessarily an easy path to energy sustainability, because these things should be things of national strategic importance and should be considered over a very long period of time, not just, oh, who's in power today, what can we do? These things need to be almost cross-party coalitions. This is what we need to do. This is how we're going to go achieve our goals. Cross-party agreement, let's crack on. Not, oh, so-and-so's in charge today, happy days. What's our nuclear plan for today, or whatever it might be. So yeah, Germany's shooting themselves in the foot. And again, we think we've got problems here in the UK. So evidently not as bad as them. As always, thank you for listening. Please do subscribe to Property Nomads. We are growing the channel, and it's all thanks to you recommending the channel and doing us a small favour like subscribing to the channel, using that notification bell thing, which is up there somewhere. We're seeing the numbers grow, and again, it's thanks to you liking, subscribing and sharing with as many people as you can. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.